Hello and welcome back to Beyond the Veil Background Information. We are doing a creature profile again and we're sticking with the sea theme. So we're doing Tritons today, which are different to mermaids, but only slightly. So as always, I'll give you a slight quote from something where one of them's mentioned, then I'll give you the background information I have for it, then I'll give you the creature profile I've created for them in my Veil universe. So let's go. That was interesting. Seriously, Talok, you don't know anything about the underwater world until you've met the Tritons, and they're much more the rulers of the water than your typical mermaid. Quote from the Viper King. A Greco-Roman word coming from the god Triton, but used from the 6th century BC onwards as a term for mermen, as opposed to mermaids. Tritons are, in most respects, just an alternate name for a male mermaid. They have unique features, though, that separate them more from the traditional mermaid of today, and often the name Triton is sometimes viewed as synonymous with Poseidon in some understandings due to the link to the sea. So, how I'm going to explain this first of all is to explain who Triton was, and then how Tritons exist in art, and which I which is what I find separates them from the generic mermaid. Before I discuss them in the veil. So let's begin with Triton. Triton is a Greek god of the sea, although often thought of as the same as Poseidon. He is in fact the son of Poseidon and Amphitrite, both of them also gods of the sea. He lives with his parents in a golden city under the sea, and is specifically said to be in charge of the depths of the sea, often called a herald for being depicted as using a conch shell to summon the waves. He is depicted as half man and half fish, the lower half often being the fish half, and this includes the generic fishtail of other mermaids, but quite often it is an elongated, wavy body, more like an eel than just a fish. It is almost serpentine. He is said to be married to the oceanid Libya, and according to Hesiod, is either mighty or dreadful, terms often used for the sea anyway. On occasion, Triton was seen bearing a trident, something that's become synonymous with the name thanks to the tri, and he is said to be sea-hued with barnacled shoulders and sort of cerulean in colour, according to Ovid. Apparently, the steed he rides is the same blue colour, and they both have green hair. Triton is also equated as the god of a lake in Libya, and in this manner he is said to have greeted the Argonauts and welcomed them on their journey, being described as fish-tailed. Some stories also state that he is the sire of a daughter called Pallas and may have helped raise Athena. Some refer to Athena as Triton-born, but most have her as Zeus's daughter, and the link to Triton is to do with an area that she came out of Zeus's head. Meanwhile, Triton is thought to be the father of a daughter called Tritea or Tritatia. I do not know how that will be pronounced. At some point during the late Greek and Roman periods, the term Triton was used generically for male mermaids or mermaid in general. But it's truly the imagery of Triton in his dealings with men that are more astonishing. Claimed by Virgil to have drowned Misenus, son of Aeolus, after he challenged the gods to play a game as good as him. The images has often been depicted as a sort of wrapping round situation, matching with other imagery where he's wrestling with Hercules in pottery. Some of the similar images being labelled as Nereus instead, as Nereus, the old man of the sea, as is sometimes described as being half fish, but it's not clear is just if that has just been an art motif to make it more interesting. But the popular sea snakish fish-like body with many coils became popular enough in art that there soon became not one Triton but many Tritons, and amongst them even female Tritons or Tritoness, which can be seen on the Wikipedia's page quite clearly in some of the beautiful golden jewellery they've got pictures of there. You literally look at both and you can see one's female, one's the male. Thanks to later Roman work in particular, the Triton became even more separated from mermen and, of course, the god. Some of them began to be drawn with wings instead of forelegs, that is in front legs. Some had horse forelegs and were more like water centaurs, which we will discuss at a later time. Some have double fishtails, and some are even part lobster. The female Tritoness is common with two tails and in the art too, and this is really where Triton comes from as a separate being. They are sometimes even depicted drawing chariots, working with the hippocampi, and not riding dolphins as Nereids might be seen doing. So the Triton is a different being from mermaids in the Vale because it is a separate female variant, and particularly curious sort of trait with the double tail, serpenty tail, and well, they're not. They don't have any particular stories about them either because they are more an art motif by this point than a folkloric creature or even the god himself. So here's how they're depicted in the Vale. Side neutral, created by mixing with demonic and sea entities, created for no reason, created when before the Veil. Physical description, sea dwellers that never go on land and have no interest in humans and certainly do not prey on them. They are often human on the upper half and their lower half is fish-like. Like an eel, or some of them have two fish tails. They are often blue and green in colour, matching the shades of the sea, and are the only beings that can tame and ride hippocampi as well as build cities underwater. Abilities: ability to breathe and live underwater, reproduce in the same manner as fish, have very few family ties, bar the largest male, whom often bears a trident and the conch. The trident is a traditional spearing weapon, and the conch has the power to calm the deep waters or stir the ocean to protect their homes and keep them safe. They can also tame sea beings, including the elusive hippocampi. Most known for being akin to mermen and often mistaken with them, plus how infants have to swim up from the deep and join the cities by their own strength, with many of them being devoured. Weaknesses: they are long-lived like many deeper living fish, but they are still mortal and they are often at risk from squids and sharks hunting them. Number unclear, but there is said to be a citadel of at least 1,000,000 in every sea and ocean. Well-known beings: Triton himself was the son of a demon and a Nereid, and was encouraged by Baal to draw Leviathan up to battle him. Characters and stories: Triton appears in Baal's story. Final comments: they're an interesting sort, and well, I had to separate them from mermaids and ichthyocenters, but they certainly are interesting, and I hope you found that interesting too. Thank you.